All right. Ooh, not a good start, ladies. Hang on, just got to turn that down. 1 sec, everybody. All right, we're good. All right, well, welcome, everybody. This is the first episode of Sales Mastery. Let me just explain a little bit about it. So we've got this being streamed out on YouTube. We've got it being streamed out on Facebook. We've got people on Zoom right now, and of course, a live studio audience. Now, I just want to tell you this true. This studio audience, every one of you guys were handpicked. Just so you guys know. This is the future, this is the studs. Not that if you're not here, you're not a stud, but these are the people, okay, fine, you were the first ones on the list, okay? But that's not true. But I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about Sales Mastery, but before we get started, if you got a name tag out here, raise your hand. All right, so name tag, you get a lotto card. You can pass that back right there to Giovanni. Name tag. I know I wanted you to say no. Hey, but you guys were in the military, so you guys both get one anyway, all right? That's the way it works. So anyways, just wanted to say that. The first thing you can do is by wearing a name tag, we all know, right? You're letting people know what you do. And we've had multiple transactions off of having your name tags, having your cars wrapped, all those sorts of things. So good job. Good start. All right, so I wanted to talk about sales, and no matter whether you're in real estate or whether you are working in a machine shop or whether you are working at Starbucks, we're really all in sales. Everybody is in sales. Everybody is trying to move up the ladder in their life, and the real way to move up the ladder in your life is relationships, right? And it's who you know, and it's the relationship you have with them, and them opening doors and you walking through and all that sort of stuff. So everything that we're talking about is not just applying to you finding buyers and finding sellers, but it's about building long-term relationships with people and how we can do that. And I saw a quote yesterday, and it said, knowing or being a happy person will get people to like you. Being someone that they trust will get them to use you in real estate. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? So it's not just about them knowing us, it's about them really saying, Giovanni, dude, you're the man. I'm going to give you the biggest purchase I've ever done, $600,000, everything that I have, and I trust you that you're going to be the one that's going to do it. So how can I get people to say, I want to use you, Giovanni? And that's what today is about, is trying to figure out how we can do that. So it's called Leads, which is where we're starting. It's going to be a continual process. So this is the beginning of what will be a long-term set of sales mastery goals over time. So this is just the beginning. So some of this stuff, and some of you guys have been in the Friday accountability group, so you're used to hearing some of this material, but I don't care, you're gonna hear it again. All right, I wouldn't make you do it if it wasn't gonna make you tons of money. So, and again, when people get started in real estate or in any sales business, they get started because they think that they can do a transaction better, that I could have done better than the last person that sold my house, but it's really not about how good you can do a transaction. I mean, it's important. It's not about, how much time, you spend with them and all that. It's about creating three things: leads. How many people have come into this business thinking this business is going to be easy just to find out that it's not? And Margaret and I will tell you, we've had people come into the company and they are so cocky in the interview and they think that you are so lucky to have us here and I'm going to kill it and I'm going to crush and I'm going to do this. And then after about 2 weeks, they're running around scrambling, trying to figure out what the hell they need to do to actually get going in this business. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And it's because they don't realize that the real key to real estate is leads. Buyers and sellers, period. How many buyers do you have right now? How many sellers do you have? More importantly right now, how many sellers do you have, right? Because that's what we really want. That's the goal. So we're going to talk about how to generate leads, how to capture the lead, and how to convert those leads into long-term business for yourself. So that's where we're going to start. I'm going to jump right in. I never used to be concerned with mindset. I always thought mindset is junk because it's all about the actionable activities that you do. So if I knock on this many doors, if I make this many calls, if I call this many vacant lots, I'm going to get this many listings, I'm going to get this many buyers. But you can't do that unless you have the right mindset to get yourself there. And everybody has, we can talk about the why and all that sort of stuff, and you heard that a million times. But the question is, why, and here's the question, and this is a big one. Why are the same people in the top 10 every single year? And Margaret and I can tell you, we could name them off before the year even started of exactly, we have 300 people, but we can tell you at least 8 or 9 of them who are going to be in the top 10 every single year. You guys just met Mike Zing. Mike Zing makes $1 million a year, right? Why does Mike Zing make $1 million a year? That's the question. And somebody else who's just as smart, maybe smarter, all right, and yet they can't do it. They're only doing 3 or 4 transactions a year. What's the difference between Mike and that other agent? And it comes down to mindset. And it's the way that we think and the important things that we put value on, right? On how we carry ourselves and all that sort of stuff. So I wanted to just say this, that success begins with that top producer mindset. And if you have a new mindset, you'll have new results. And we've seen this before too. An agent has been in the business for 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, hasn't done anything, and all of a sudden, when it rains, it pours. All of a sudden, something clicks. And once that thing clicks, they're on fire. We've had other people that have come in, and we thought that they were going to be, I mean, Margaret will tell you this too, and so will Jenny from the interviews. We've had people that have come in super sharp. We've had them coming in suits, in interviews, coming off of an engineering background, and you just think they're going to absolutely crush it, and then they end up not making it in the business. And then you'll have somebody else that comes in and pulls out a picture of her cats. Here's me and my cats at Christmas. Look at them knocking off the thing off the tree. You know, you're like, what the hell? And they end up being the top producer. You guys know what I'm talking about? So why is that? And I remember I was talking to like the #1 recruiter for Realogy. He's the dude that's in charge of all of it. So he's in charge of Century 21, ERA, Sotheby's, Better Homes and Gardens, Coldwell Banker. And he told me that the real secret to success, he says, when you're sitting across from somebody and trying to determine if that person is going to be the ultimate real estate agent, comes down to one thing, and it's their energy. He says, literally, it is their energy. He said, if they're upbeat and optimistic and positive, they're going to kill it. He says, even if they're a little slumped back and not really giving you much, generally they're not going to do as well. So it's really about your energy level. And that's kind of where I wanted to start with this. So here are the traits. #1 is enthusiastic and energetic. That is your #1 thing. And when you saw Mike Zing just now, did you see him joking when he walked in here? And how you guys doing? And making fun of himself and making fun of me and doing all that sort of stuff? If I'm enthusiastic and if I'm energetic, you guys want to be around me. Do you guys agree? I mean, whereas if I'm like, I mean, you guys could have come to this and I could have been like, we're going to start with the basics of real estate. No, but if I'm walking around like this and I'm talking to people, I'm energetic and I'm fun, you want to be here. Am I right? So you have to be energetic and you have to be enthusiastic. #2, and this is probably the most important thing, you have to have a genuine interest in other people. And there are, I mean, we have a lot of people in this, and I'm just going to give you an example. We have a lot of people in this company. We have 300 people in this company. And there are people that some people go, oh, I don't like that agent. I don't like this person. I don't like that person. And it's because they're missing something about that person. If you find that pain in the ass client, which you guys have all, maybe, have you found one yet, Giovanni? Have you had your ass kicked yet by a client? It's coming, I promise, okay? So, but the question, what you have to do is you have to be genuinely interested in them. And how do you get genuinely interested in somebody that's a pain in the ass? That's the question, right? You have to look past what you see in the front and realize that past that, there's something you can like about them. There's something interesting about them. And now, whether it's a trash man or whether it's a CEO, you can learn something from everybody, and you got to use the secrets, right? Asking the questions. But if you do not have a genuine interest in other people, it's going to be very difficult to succeed. Very, very difficult to succeed. And so when people say like, oh, Chuck, that agent's a pain in the ass, why do you like him? It's because I can see things that other people don't. So, you know, there's this one agent that people kind of thought was, you know, a pain in the ass. And I just said, well, did you know that, you know, unfortunately, his daughter just died last year, and he's really struggling with that? Do you guys know what I mean? So like, you have to look past that and find that there's something cool in every single person and every potential client. The third thing is detailed and actionable tasks. Remember at the beginning I was saying it's not just about, you know, for me, this is how I've lived my life, is these are the things I need to do today. These are the 5 things I need to get done. Here's my to-do list. Here it's prioritized. We have to create a detailed and actionable task calendar, which is what we're going to be working on today, so that you know those things that you need to get done. And all of you guys are on the Monday Motivation calls, I think. Again, how many people have been on the Monday Motivation calls? Okay, so just about everybody. So you guys know the importance of prioritizing and getting those things done and taking the big project and slice them into little pieces. But we're going to talk about what needs to be in a detailed and actionable task for you guys. Third, you have to be a good listener. And we had an agent, and I remember this. We had a walk-in, very high dollar walk-in, who came into the Marietta office. And that walk-in sat down. The person that was up, I won't even say his name. He's out of the business now, of course. So he sat in the office, and as I walked by the office, I heard him talking. I went back to the kitchen. I worked on a few things. I came back. He was talking. He never asked the client what they wanted. He never made it about them. He always tried to make it about himself and tried to make it about how valid I am and how good, lucky you should be to be working with me, and I know my stuff. But you know, just from How to Win Friends and Influence People, your job is not to talk. Your job is to ask questions and listen. He or she who asks the question controls the conversation, right? So, I mean, the more I were to ask you about you, Nancy, the more you're going to feel comfortable about me. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, cool, he's the greatest guy ever. I didn't say anything. You just talked the whole time, but you're happy. So that's that. And then the last one is the eye of the tiger. And here's the tough one. This is the really tough one, because you have to find out what your motivation is. And everybody is motivated by something different. And I remember I was doing an event, we were doing it at the Mission Inn, and one of the top producers knew that I was going to be talking about, are you born motivated or can you become motivated? That's the question. Which one is it? Is a top producer born to be a top producer, or did a top producer become a top producer because they chose to become a top producer? So that being the case, you really have to, and he was upset. He's like, don't say that. Don't talk about being motivated. He goes, because there's a whole bunch of people here that'll never have it, and they don't have it, and they're never going to. You're born with it, Chuck. You're born with it. And I said, I don't think you're born with it. I said, I think it's like if you were to look back, and if you were to talk to any top producer, whether it's Mike Zhang or Margaret, or anybody, there are things that occurred in their lives that made them become this person, that made them become motivated. And they're able to tap into that more than other people. Mike Zhang, who you just saw, who made $1 million, he was talking to me about how they were so broke, him and Robin, and now obviously they have a 75-foot yacht and great stuff going on, but they were so broke that they were digging in the sides of their car for change for gas money. And that was within the last 20 years. You guys know what I'm talking about? They never wanted to have that feeling again. They had 5 kids, all that. So they were able to dig back in that. And I've met lots of people that have those moments that say, I'm never going to be broke. You know what I mean? For me, I remember going to the Texaco gas station when I was like 10 years old at the bottom of the Ortega Highway. And my dad held up a Texaco card and he said, do you know why we're going to the gas station right now? And I said, no. And he goes, we're going to get milk and we're going to get eggs because Texaco sells both of those things. We have no money left in the bank and no credit cards, but we can put it on our gas card. And I will never forget that. And I'm sure you guys all have those moments in your lives too. So that is the moments that you guys got to tap into to really get fired up, to really, put all these pieces together. So that's the eye of the tiger that I'm hoping we can find. The success persona, who do you need to be? Again, you guys are all pretty much hand-selected here. You know how to carry yourselves. You're all likable people, all that sort of stuff. But you have to make a conscious effort to carry yourself around in that way. I've mentioned before my morning mantra. You guys have seen that. The morning mantra is, for me, this hangs in my shower, motivate, inspire, lead by example, search and find new opportunities, surround myself with positive people. This is the mantra that I read every morning. I read it this morning, and I just have a new one. This is an old one now. That hangs in my shower. Every morning I read it, every single morning, and it reminds me more of who I want to be and who I need to be for my position. And so you guys need to figure out who do you need to be and how do you need to act for your position. You know what I mean? And does anybody in here have any form of a mantra at all that they read or have posted or anything like that? Yes, Nancy?
Affirmations.
You have affirmations? You write them every morning?
So I read them over.
You read them over and over?
I have it printed out.
Margaret, she's going to be a stud. You make sure we take good care of Nancy, because that's big. One of the things that Margaret and I are working on is doing something like this for the people in this company. So we're working on that right now. Hopefully we can get that one done. So, and again, mine I keep in my shower. Other people keep it on their mirror when they're getting ready. You can keep it wherever you want to. So just a thought, and I've talked about it before. So the next is to have a business plan. And I've talked to you again, Giovanni, some of you guys have heard this before, but I don't care, you're going to hear it again. A business plan is not a philosophy 101 class. So when I told you that guy that would come in the suit, or that lady that would come in the business suit, and she would sit down and you think she's going to be a superstar, and I would ask her, let's go over your business plan. Her business plan would consistently be, or his, I plan on sending out marketing pieces to neighborhoods, and I plan on sitting open houses, and I plan on doing this, and I plan on doing that. And I'm going to perform to the optimum level, and I'm going to, and that basically tells me they're not going to make it, okay? And the reason that they're not going to make it is because it's not specific enough. It is not specific enough. A philosophy plan a philosophy does not work in real estate sales. It has to be about specific and actionable tasks. And I mean specific, like what exactly do you need to do? How many texts do I need to send out today? How many DMs do I need to send out today? How many calls do I have to make out today? So this is the calendar that we've made, as you guys are well aware of, and hopefully you see. We post this calendar every single month. Every single month. We're going to spend a lot of time going over this calendar today because, and even, Raymond, I know you've been taking care of your mom or your grandma? Grandma. Oh, your grandma and stuff like that. But no matter what's going on, like this day, the 15th, 5 personal note cards, a personal social media post about yourself, and a personal social media that it's National High Five Day. Okay, like this stuff right here is the basic minimums no matter what's going on in your life that you have to make sure you get done. Because you could spend 5 to 10 minutes prospecting a day and you're going to make big money. I promise you, if you guys did everything that's on this calendar, which is no more than 15 to 20 minutes a day, you will make $100,000 a year. It's not hard, but it's being consistent and making sure that it's on your list and that you're getting it done. So we're going to talk about these pieces and break them apart a little bit more. So here's the first thing that you guys need to know to really get in charge of your own life. And that is your massive database update. We've talked about it, I know, in some of the classes, but here's the thing. Do you have a database of people who will use you? Do you have them locked down into 100 people? Do you have that top 100 done yet? If you do not have your top 100, or at least your top 50, or for some of you guys that are newer, your top 40, I almost want to tell you, get out of the business, because you're not going to make it. I'm sorry, you know, and then there's plenty of other jobs out there and other careers, but if you do not have a database of people who will use you and people who will trust you, right, and that's what we talked about, trust. You know, people know you, great. Do they trust you? And how are you building that trust in people? And that's what this is about. So how many people in here have a list of people that are already on their database? Okay, good. Well, that's why you guys are here, all right? That's why all of you guys have that, right? So that being the case, this is what's important. And you guys have heard me talk about it before, but it's the layered cake. You can eat cake. You can have the best of the best in your entire life. You can eat the best foods. You can do all the best things. You can make as more money than you ever dreamed if you have the layered cake. Here is the layered cake. You have to have their name or names, right? So, you know, your significant other's name. So if it's Giovanni and Monique, right? So Giovanni and Monique Ochoa. Boom. They're the first ones in my name, or on my thing. Secondly, do I have their cell phone number? Most of you do. Third, do I have their email? Fourth, do I have their home address? Number 5, are they on my Instagram? And number 6, are they on my Facebook? Every single one of your top 100 have to have all of this information. And you guys are checking, you're going, well, I kind of have that. You don't. Okay, I want 100 people with every name, every cell phone, every email, every Instagram, every home address. You have to have them all of those pieces. Because when we start our marketing barrage, trying to get them to build trust, we have to have each and every one of these things. And it's not just about having them, then it's about following the system and implementing it to make sure that you are using this information properly, right? So the layered cake is the key to success in business. And it goes the same with people that are important in your life too that maybe aren't even in business, you know, like the people that make an impact on you, you know, that you want to thank or that you want to do something. You just need to make sure that you have all of these things. So the business plan focus, now that I know, and the first thing I would prefer shutting this meeting down right now and having you guys go out and getting everyone's home addresses and all that sort of stuff. But my quote, you're going to hear me say this time and time again, your clients don't forget about you, they think you forgot about them, and why should they reward you with that with business? Okay, I'm going to say that again. Your clients don't forget about you, they think you forgot about them, and why should they reward you for that with business? So if you guys are not consistently staying in front of your people all the time, you will not make it. I'm just being honest. You have to be in front of them all the time and never let them forget Nancy. Never let them forget Raymond. No matter what, you can't get away from me because you are in my Venus flytrap and you're going to see me all the time. You're going to see me via text. You're going to see me on DM. You're going to see me on Instagram. You're going to get a card from me for St. Patrick's Day. You're going to get something mailed for you for Christmas or holiday cards. You're going to get something at all times. I'm telling you, the minute that you guys stop keeping in contact with all of your people, Zillow's going to steal those clients right out from under you. They're going to be laying in bed on their friggin' iPads and it'd be like, oh my God, look at this deal. Search, agent hit, some schmuck that's buying leads is going to get that while Gabby is, you know, forgetting to send out her holiday cards. No offense, all right? But I'm just saying, so we cannot lose to Zillow. And they're coming. Zillow is coming for you guys. Zillow's coming for us all. So is Amazon. So the only way that we can win is to make sure that we stay out front and consistent with everybody. And you lost one to Zillow, huh?
Yeah.
The one you lost to Zillow, how long had it been since you had been in contact with that person that you lost to Zillow?
It was 4 months. I said, you know, they're not going to do anything. I'll just back off. 4 months. And then on the 5th month, their home was up for sale. I was like, so it happens.
Well, and you can hang on to that mic, but so the thing I will tell you is when we do our masterminds, and the mastermind in our company, there's 50 people, right? And you make over 100 grand, you're in the mastermind. And if you were to ask them their number one problem, they will all say follow-up. They will all say follow-up. Somebody will say, you know, hey, Raymond, I'm thinking about selling my house in about 6 months. Oh, sweet, man, give me a call when you do it, whatever. You guys know what 3 means, right? Or what 6 months mean? 2. 6 months means 2. I'm going to buy next year. That means I'm buying in 6 months. I'm going to sell my house in 2 months. That means 2 weeks. You know, and the minute that you take your eye off the ball, if you didn't put it in your calendar to call Chris because she wants to sell her house or he wants to sell his house, that happens. So that's what we can never let happen again. all right? That's our goal today, is never let it happen again, because we like money, right? And we like to take care of our people, because it's not just that you lost that client, you lost that client's sister, brother, friend, mom, dad, kids, you know, so let's not do that. Let's go, all right? This is how we're gonna do it. So let's just talk about how we're gonna do it. But again, I wanna step back though to that database of 100 people. How do we contact those people? What do we do to get their contact information? I'm gonna give you the exact verbiage of how to get their contact information, exactly what to do to the T. Adam, I wanna share the screen. Okay, so number one, this is the text. If you just have their cell phone number, this is the exact text I want you to do. And you know what? Do it today. Do it today. Text the people today that you only have their cell phone number. So here it is. Hi, Jen. I was updating my contact information for my favorite people. Of course I have your cell, but I was hoping to get your home address. Hope everything is good with you and Faith. That's it. Okay, is that hard to do? It's nothing. It's just finding those 20 people and trying to grab that additional information, right? And here's the cool part. I promise you, and you guys that have been in the prospecting group know this. If you send out this text, one of you guys is going to get a listing. If everyone in here sent out 20, one of you guys is going to get a listing, because all of a sudden they're going to remember you and you caught them at the right moment, right? It's all about catching them at the right moment. That moment when they want to buy, that moment when they want to sell, that moment when they just got pre-qualified, whatever that may be. So this is the text one. This is if you just have their cell phone number. Number two, email. And remember to use your company email. Always use your company email. Why? The sign off on your company email shows that you are in real estate, or at least make sure that it says, you know, Stephanie Inman, realtor, Coldwell Banker, you know, so that they know what you do. So, hi Jen, I was updating my contact info, this is the email, for my favorite people. Of course I have your email, but I was hoping to get your cell number and home address. Hope everything is good with you and Faith. So a lot of you are just going to have their emails, all right? And those people are not as valuable as the people that you have the cells, because you don't quite have the relationship here. So most likely this is going to be your top 100. But what does it hurt by asking these people? You have nothing to lose. If they don't send you that, you know, who gives a shit, right? Who cares? If they don't give it to you, whatever. Next. So the third one is Facebook. Hi Jen, you can switch back, Adam. Hi Jen, I was hoping, I was updating my contact info for my favorite people. Of course we're friends on Facebook, but I was hoping to get your cell, email, and home address. Hope everything is good with you and Faith. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Now I sent out 200, Chuck, I only got 10 responses. Victory, do you guys agree? 10 responses, it's a friggin' win. Because now I can add those people into my database, right? And what I call the PCP, or potential client pool. So this is where I want you guys to start. If you want to build a business, if you want to be Jennifer Murphy making $400,000 a year, if you want to be Mike Singh making $1 million a year, if you want to be Hanson McCoy making $1 million a year, you've got to do these things. You have to have that group. Now I'm trying to get you to 100, but the super studs have 200. You know what I mean? And they're consistent with keeping contact, which is what we're getting to next. So next up, this is what people don't realize. It's 25 times cheaper to keep someone that you know and get them as a client than buy a new one, right? Any of you guys that were on the Fired Up Friday with Bob Hamrick last week, I don't understand why people buy leads when all you really have to do is keep in contact with everybody the way we talked about. They're spending, I know one guy that's spending $28,000 a month on leads. Now he's got team members, it's $28,000 a month, sells them a house, never contacts them again. I don't understand. It's like that turn and burn used car sales mentality. Like we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that you guys are keeping in contact consistently because it's cheap. Here's how I look at somebody. Chuck, how do I determine if somebody's going to be in my top 100? At the beginning, when I'm trying to determine who's going to be in my top 100, I have to ask this question. Number one, is there any potential at all that they would use me? That's the first question I ask. And then the second question I ask is, are they worth 25 bucks? That's the question. Are they worth 25 bucks? Because in my opinion, that's what I believe you should, and I know it's expensive, you should be spending on all of your clients, is 25 bucks. For example, I'm going to give you, and we're going to get there. A lotto ticket, a stamp, and a card is going to cost you right about $2, two to $2.50, right? A box of See's candy for the holidays is going to cost you about 13 or 14 bucks, right? A mailer that you may send out with a beach ball in it for the 4th of July saying, you know, Anthony Forbes beach ball, you know, rocking it this summer, man, call me for a barbecue, whatever, that's going to cost you another $4. So your general marketing expenses for one client should be $25. So the question is this person worth $25? That's what I'd like you to be thinking about, and that's about what you should be spending. So, and I understand that to get started, you don't have the money yet to get rolling, so you got to be really specific on who you're going to send, and you can do things cheap. What's free? Texts. A whole texting program is free, right? So people still buying leads, yet people don't take care of their own clients. What the hell? I cannot, it baffles me. It baffles me. So number 2, texting your top 25, free. Free 50 free is how much this costs, right? So texting your top 25, and I'm going to give you some text that you can send. So this is a text for tomorrow that I wanted you guys to send. But there's nothing going on. It's not Easter. It's not Christmas. It's not this. It's not that. How can I text people? I wrote this one yesterday. It's very easy, very simple. Here's the text. It's the Happy Thursday text, which is tomorrow. Hi, Jen. Happy Thursday. For some reason, you guys just popped into my head, and I had to say hi. Hope life is good for you and the family. Chuck. That's it. Do you guys see any value in sending out this text to people? It's easy. And if you guys are using the Hit 'em Up app, are you using the Hit 'em Up yet, Giovanni, yet?
I use it.
Okay, anybody else in here using the Hit 'em Up app? Okay. The Hit 'em Up app is the greatest thing that you guys will ever get. You can send, it comes from your phone number, HIT-EM up, right? It comes from your phone number, from your phone. It sends out individually. You can create groups that you can have my top 100 in, and you just select and send them one at a time, and they look like they're personalized. And as they pop up, you can make changes, hit send, make changes, hit send. It's the greatest thing ever. So if you sent this, if you had your top 100 in there, it's going to work. So again, you guys have seen these before, but these are my favorites. My favorite, right? Now, if I hit people with business each and every time, every single time, they're going to drop me like a bad habit. They're going to be like, Joanna, adorable, all she wants to do is sell my house. And that's all she cares about. But the first text, Happy Thursday, I was thinking about you, hope life's good, allows me to send out the future texts business-wise, right? Now I can send out business texts. So this one, for example. Hi, Chris. We just listed a great new 5-bedroom, 3-car in Murrieta for $599. It's going to go fast. Let me know if you have any friends who may be interested. Tell Pat I said hi. Chuck. This is a business text. Now, I do want to tell you, put a picture of the house with it. Do you guys remember when we did this at the prospecting group on Friday? And do you guys remember how much activity people were running out of the office, going out front, getting on the phone, getting hit up by people all the time? If you go into our closed Facebook group and you pull some listings out that are upcoming in the next week and sent this out to 20 people, here's a picture of, of the clients or a picture of the house. This one's the buyers. Here's the sellers. This is the one I really want you to send. Hi, Pete. We have a buyer looking for anything around $800,000. Let me know if you have any friends in Canyon Lake who are looking to sell. Say hi to Sarah. Chuck. How much did this cost? Free 50 free, right? And it's going to make you money. And this is really funny. Somebody told me this one time. If I knew, hear me out, because I love this. I really think I'm smart right now, all right? If I knew that if I sent out 100 texts today, I'm going to make $10,000, would I do it? Do you guys believe that if you send out 100 texts, you could make $10,000? 100 texts to 100 people. Do you think, even if it took a while to get those people to call you, would you eventually make $10,000 off of those 100 texts? I believe the answer is absolutely, unequivocally, 100% yes. Yet we don't do it, right? These are the actionable items that we have to put into our business plans, that we have to do, right? And if you don't have the 25 bucks, free, all right? I love free. All right, so here we go. Let's keep moving. Number 3. Number 3 is send out your updated contact info. We talked about that. Your V card, right? Hopefully you guys, how many people have sent out your V card in the last year? Was that from the prospecting groups? Say yes. No. So sending this out is important. And I want to ask you this question. And this is really important. When you send out your V card, make sure you put realtor next to your name so that they know who you are and what you are. All right? Make sure that you put realtor next to your name so that every time somebody's sending you a text, they see realtor. Even your friends are going to get annoyed by it. But it's great because every time they see that you're in real estate, right? So how many of you guys have this? So providing your contact information, blah, blah, blah. How many of you have a completed contact information V card? Do you have, is yours complete? So if I pulled it up, it would have your email. It would have your office addresses. It would have your quote of what you do and what you're all about. It would have the picture that you like that matches your Facebook and your Instagram and all of your marketing. So the most important thing is to make sure that this is 100% complete, right? 100% complete. And if you have not done and do not have a complete V card, make sure that you send it or that you get it done today. And then again, once it's complete, just say, hey, updated some of my contact information. Hope everything's good with you. Send. And send it to 100 people with all of your updated stuff. And then they're going to add it to their contacts. And now it says realtor, right, Raymond? Now it says realtor. Right now it just says Raymond. But if it says Raymond, realtor, now every time they see it, they're going to think about you. And now we can start battling Zillow, right? So that's that. Next up, number 4, social media posting. And just so you guys know, next week will 100% be on social media. The entire thing is going to be on social media. It's going to mostly be on Instagram next week. But this one today, I'm just going to cover some of the basics. First off, personal versus business. We've talked about posting. There are people out there that are very confused as to what they're posting. And some of them I cannot stand. And even though there are agents. So number 1, personal. Number 2, business. And number 3, hybrid. Right? This is what your posts need to look like. People want this. People want personal. People want to know who you are. People want to know about your family. People want to know where you live. People want to know, your post of you losing 126 pounds, I don't know about you guys, that had a massive impact on me. I was so proud of you. And I think you're such a badass now, and you're always going to be a super stud to me. You know what I mean? You're inspiring and stuff. So that's what people want. That's what personal is all about. People are going to remember you for that, right? Secondly, business. You can post business once in a while, but it's the same thing as those texts I was talking about. If you're constantly sending out business, people don't want to hear from you. They're going to get tired of it. Like I said, if you send out a business post, you're going to get 2 likes. One from me, well, actually 3. One from me, one from your mom, one from Margaret. That's all you're going to get. And some friend that feels sorry for you because you only have 3 likes. Okay, so make sure that you're very sparing with this business. And my favorite ones, hybrids. And a hybrid would be something like, showing your personal life, working out at the gym, but setting up appointments to, take a listing today. Things like that where it shows your life, your kids, your involvement, your hobbies, and mixes it with business. It's more interesting and people are more engaged. And the 80-20 rule is really important. 80% personal, 20% business. 80% personal, 20% business. Does that make sense? You guys cool with that? Yep. All right, good. So that's what we're going to do from now on. The virtual open houses, this is Jennifer Murphy. And Jennifer Murphy, I think, hands down, her and Kayla and probably 3 or 4 other people, this is the best social media people in the company. If you are not friends with Jennifer Murphy, you should pull your phone out right now and follow her because she will show you how to kill in social media, making money in real estate. So here's the type of post that she does. Virtual open houses are things like this, where you're going to set appointments for the open houses or whatever virtually and make sure that you're following the COVID guidelines and all that sort of stuff. She does Testimonial Tuesday, which is people that she knows that says something really great about her. And then she has her personal posts over here. However, can you tell me, if you were to look at the personal posts, the virtual open house or the Testimonial Tuesday, which one had 10 times more likes than any of the other ones? Any guesses? This one, right? This is what people want. This is what they want to see. Now, you got to mix it in with real estate and all that sort of stuff. But the thing I want you to follow on her, too, is the stories. But we're going to be talking about Instagram stories next week. Okay, but you get the gist. This is what your stuff should generally look like. And don't reinvent the wheel. Steal her shit. She won't know. Okay, she won't know. Just do it. All right? The other thing is, the other thing, and that's one of the cool things about Coldwell Banker is, if you guys get an opportunity to go to Gen Blues and do things like that, follow the superstars. Because if they live in Indiana, you can literally rip their stuff, put it on yours, and nobody knows. You know what I mean? So, if you're stealing Jennifer Murphy stuff and putting it right back up, but I will tell you, I've seen her rip a lot of stuff from other people and put it back up. Who cares? Do it. It's funny. Some of her stuff is hilarious, right? So number 5. We don't have time. We're okay. All right, social media screen time. If you guys remember, I always talk about Facebook and Instagram goggles, right? Going online and looking to see who's painting a house, who had a baby, whose son left for the military, whose daughter took off to college, and then that tells me who's potentially going to sell. But the most important thing, even more than looking for people that are buying and selling, I want you to do this. I want you to comment and engage on everybody's everything. Comment and engage on everyone's everything. If you are not commenting and engaging, you can just consider yourself. Think of it this way, and you've heard me say it before, but every single time a post goes by and it's one of your clients and you don't comment, I want you to say, I don't care about that person. Every time when you scroll and you see somebody and you don't comment on it, just say to yourself, I don't care about that person. They don't matter to me. Because remember, if somebody posted, it meant something to them. You guys know what I mean? I don't care if it's their cat wearing a freaking Christmas hat. Okay? That means a lot because, that's important to them. So if you do not comment and if you do not engage, just remember you're dropping immediately to the bottom of their feed and they will never see you again, right? You'll just drop. So that's why I really want to make sure that you guys do this. And it's not just commenting. The key, guys, is to engage. Like Raymond puts a picture of him and grandma. How's grandma? Now you respond back to me online. Boom, top of feed every single time from there on. You guys, you with me? Once they make their post, you comment, right? And then they or engage, ask them a question. They come back to you. You're at the top of feed. Every time you post anything, they're going to see it. Do you understand? Don't just comment, nice, that's great, good for you. You want to ask them like, so cool, where did you get that? What's going on here? That. So that's what I mean by Instagram goggles. So I'm looking, but I'm engaging. And what does it mean if I don't make a comment on anything? You don't care about them. They don't matter to me. I don't want to sell their house. Screw them. All right? So that's that. All right. What else we got? Number 6, personal notes. We've talked quite a bit about personal notes in the past. We brought them into the accountability groups. We've sent them out. We've mailed them to people. And you will get fantastic responses. How do you, okay, I'm just going to ask you, Stephanie, when's the last time you got a personal note sent to you? Somebody just telling you they appreciate you in the mail?
Probably like a year.
Okay.
After I had my son.
So, and who was it?
It was Kaiser.
Okay.
Yeah. Congratulations for having your son.
But did you hear that? Did you hear what she just said? Kaiser, a year ago, right after she had her son, and she remembers that. Do you guys know what I'm saying? We have to do the same thing. These personal notes are powerful stuff, powerful stuff. So whatever it may be, hey, I was just thinking about you. Hope everything is going great with you and the family, and a lotto card, or something for Easter, or something for Hanukkah, or something anywhere at all that you can possibly send. They will remember that you sent it, just like you remember Kaiser sending you that letter, which is hilarious, by the way. I love that. It's hilarious. So, here's one. Chuck, thank you for being a part of my life and being someone who has been encouraging, motivating, selfless, and always on board. When you needed only to help you, you've taught me things that will benefit me for the rest, blah, 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 blah. This person right here is going to get anything they want for the rest of their lives for sending me this note. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You can do the same. You can do the same. So just something to kick around. Number 7, updating your database. This is the big one. Mondays and Fridays. Who did I meet this week? Who did I meet this week? And Raymond, I know at the age that you're at and following your social media and stuff with Tishneh and all that stuff, dude, your database should be a beast. And you guys are constantly meeting people, right? All the time. The question is, the people that you meet and the people that you know, do you have them in your database, systematized, and then also are sending out a consistent marketing plan to them? Are you?
Not the consistent marketing plan.
But you know you need to. So you're on your way, right? So especially you, and that's why I was so excited about you, because of how many people you guys know, and your wife's posts are great. You know what I mean? You guys are always having fun. So that's why when you came to this company, I knew that you will absolutely kill when you become consistent. Consistent, and that goes for all of you guys. Consistency, consistency. And this is what I mean. Who did you meet at the gym? Who did you meet at the ball game? Who did you meet anywhere and everywhere you go? Do you guys have the people that do your hair on there, on your list? Do you have your nail ladies? Do you have your barbers? Do you have, there's so many different opportunities. And one of the things I want to ask you again, and just remind you guys, is whatever you're involved in, whatever club it may be, whatever it is, be the leader. Be the leader. And I'm not saying that you have to be the one that takes on all the work and stuff, but even if you're just the communications officer, like for example, if you have a kid in Little League, you want to be the team mom. That's work. You're working when you're the team moms. I'm mixing the two. It's the hybrid, right? Because at the bottom of every email, it basically says, hey, you know what, uniforms are going to be coming in, blah, 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 blah. Signed, Nancy, Coldwell Banker, Realtor, right? The uniforms just came in, guys. I can give it to you Saturday before the game, or you can come by and pick them up at the office up front. Isn't that awesome? That's golden right there. That's money, right? So that's because now they know what I do. You know what? But if you want me to just give it to you right before the game, that's fine. Or you can come by anytime this week and it'll be there. That's what you want. Now I'm letting people know what I do and reminding them, don't use Zillow, right? So, all right, number 8, compare your database with your social media contacts. I really think that this is a place that you will find that you are engaging with people online because you find them funny, or you find them interesting, or you're commenting on their stories or whatever that maybe aren't in your real world. So if you need to build your top 100 and you don't have it yet, go onto your social media, see who you're engaging with the most, and add them. Remember we talked about before I gave you the DM of what to say? That's a big one though if you're looking for people. And the number one place to look for people to add to your top 100, right? Your phone. Your phone is the best. Just start scrolling through. And remember, anytime and every time somebody calls you, make absolutely sure that you are putting in their name and who they are and adding them into your database. And then some of you guys from the processing group already know this. Do you have a question? Or are we just touching glass? And I've said this before, but Chuck, I met somebody and I handed out 10 cards this weekend at the swap meet, 10 cards. And what do I always say to that? Well, how many did you collect? Well, it's okay. They're going to call me. No, they're not. They're not going to call you. So remember, we're not in the business of handing out cards. We are in the business of collecting cards. And I never keep any cards on me. You know what? I don't have any. Let me just add you to Facebook and Instagram real quick. Boom, done. You with me? Don't ever carry cards. You know what I mean? Unless they want to snap a picture of it or whatever. But add them to Facebook and Instagram, and that's a great time to ask them, why don't I just send you my V card? What's your number? Done, right? Now you've got their contact information. You've got their cell phone number. Is that cool? You know what I mean? But people, they're not thinking about that because they're like, here's a card. Dumb. All right, so anyways. Number 9. Call 10 Benawhiles. And that's on the calendar too. And you guys know what a Benawhile is? Those people that just pop in your head all of a sudden, and you haven't heard from them all of a sudden, but all of a sudden I'm thinking Amber. You know what I'm talking about? If somebody jumps in your head, that's the universe telling you, call that person. Call those 10 Benawhiles. So, if you go back through and even that agent or that person, did they end up selling that house?
They did.
And did they end up buying something else?
They did.
Okay.
Not with me.
Not with you. Okay. I would keep them on my database. You know what I mean? And don't get pissed off when somebody does use another agent or when somebody does a for sale by owner or whatever. Just call them up and say, hey, good for you guys. Just so you know, I'm here. If you need anything, you have any questions, whatever, feel free to call me anytime. Because that alone will at least keep the door open. Because what we do is we get pissed off. Hey, I know what you can do. You can shove it up. That's what we generally want to do, right? And that crossed your mind for a second. I've been there for you your whole life. You little bastard. But you can't do that. You just have to stay cool because they will come back around. They will come back around. A lot of times, like when people decide they want to go for sale by owner or do anything like that, it falls apart. Just call me if you need anything, though. And it's the cool, calm person that ends up getting it. So just something to keep in mind. So again, calling 10 Benawhiles is just getting back in touch. And also, I didn't even mention, but hey, Raymond, this is Chuck. How's it going, man? Hey, you just jumped in my mind. I just wanted to see how things are going, dude. How you guys adjusting? What's been going on? How's life? How's biz? Oh, it's great, cool. Oh, by the way, you know what, man? I don't have your home address and email. Would you mind giving that to me? I got some cool marketing stuff I want to mail you. Now I've got that. Now I can add that to my database. So we didn't even put the phone one on there. We just put text and DM and, because we wanted to do the easy, lazy ways. But calling is probably the best, right? All right, so that's call 10 Benawhiles. And then, you just crossed my mind. And, I just had to check in. So easy. Just crossed my mind. Just had to check in. All right, number 10. Following the business calendar. This is the big one that I talked about from the beginning. And this is kind of wrapping it up. But this right here, so number on the 10th. Text 15 Benawhiles and a social media personal post. What's today? Mark, did you see that? Today's Administrative Professionals Day? We're really good to our people. All right, so today's Administrative Professional Day, I forgot to. 5 personal notes, a social media post, and a post about the Administrative Professionals Day. All these blue ones you see, every one of those are National Hallmark holidays. These blue things are for you to have what you need to do to make a post. That's what they are. And I know you should just have Tishney doing yours, Raymond. I mean, really. National Siblings Day. I like my brother, but I want to punch him in the face.
Chuck, I just got a text message. Where can they find a copy of this calendar?
This calendar is posted in CB Buzz.
CB Buzz.
And if you are on CB West, we also post it into CB West. And I post it on the 1st of every single month. Okay, so this calendar is available for you every month. And then what we're going to start doing is we're going to start breaking it down into per day, and we're going to put it into CB Buzz per day so that you know the things that you need to do that day. And you know what? Please do these things. Please make tons of money. It's really fun. You'll love it. All right? Just please do it. So 5 personal notes, social media posts, administrative professional. Tomorrow is Earth Day. You know what I mean? Is there any, Yonner, is there anything that we can add for Earth Day? Is there something fun that we can do? Massive database update here on the 14th. That's a day that I want you to just, and you can put this full screen real quick, Adam. That's the day that you can just do nothing but add the cell phone numbers, add the emails, add the home address, just contact people. And then, like the 15th National High Five Day. What's tomorrow Earth Day? Spanish Languages Day is on the 23rd. Margarita? Whatever. I don't care what you post, anything. And then the next day, over here, we've got National Pretzel Day on the 26th. It doesn't need to be anything amazing, but if you notice, we put a bunch of personal stuff here because that's what they want. So do you guys find this helpful? That every month you can go through and just know what I need to post? And guys, you're the worst. We are the worst. I'm guilty. If you go onto my social media, they're going to be like, Chuck's full of shit. Have you seen his stuff? He's got nothing there. I'm trying, though, but I know what to do. I just don't do it, all right? So we need to just make sure that we're doing this. And so that's really it. Facebook and Instagram goggles. When we go on Facebook, what do we want to do? When we engage. That is correct. Comment and engage. And if we don't comment and engage, We don't care about that person. They're not important to us in our lives or in our business. We got enough money. We don't need it. All right, so deep dish pizza day. That's a good one. All right, so basically in a nutshell, that is the calendar that I want you guys to follow. Are there any questions now? I want to ask if there's any questions with where you're at in your business, any problems that you guys are having. What things can I help you out with before we check out of here? Does anybody have any questions?
Hey.
Oh, let's start there. You can hand it right here. Joanna Dorbel.
Okay, so this is a little crazy, but doesn't anybody feel silly about posting like National Pretzel Day and stuff like that? Like, who really cares?
Who really cares, and why would I want to do that? If you make it funny, you make me somebody I'm drawn to. Remember, my job is to just do this. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. And when you post, the most important thing, we've talked about this before, what's the most liked pic on the entire planet in all of social media? A selfie. So make sure that you do not post without your picture in it. All right? And don't worry, people know what you look like. Okay? You don't have to worry, well, I don't like my makeup. Just remember this. Perfection is the enemy of progress, right? Not posting because I don't look good, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. Get over it. Perfection is the enemy of progress. So I don't care if you hold up one little stupid pretzel and say, National Pretzel Day. By the way, you want to buy a house? Whatever. Okay, we're going to pass that one back there, Michael. So does that help you a little bit? What am I doing? Remember me. Remember me. Remember me. I don't want to lose you to Zillow. Go ahead.
Rob Fonza's In-N-Out video for National Hamburger Day.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
So much engagement.
Yes. Rob Fonza's National Hamburger Day, when he went out and he played that music out in front of In-N-Out, and they were just digging on their burgers and all that stuff. Yeah, that was super cool. The best part about that is, National Burger Day, I believe was 3 months ago. You remember that post. What does that say? So a burger, a pretzel, whatever that may be, you remember it. She remembers the Kaiser personal note, which I think is, I love that one. I don't know why, I think that's great. Anybody else have any other questions though? Over there for Giovanni.
Was that a question? So I've been an agent now with Coldwell in general,
Yes.
agent for 8 months. And luckily enough, I've been blessed where I haven't had to purchase any leads.
Right.
But now I'm in a position I feel like maybe I'm starting to think about that. Do you think that is something that we all should do? Well, not all should do, or someone,
Okay.
new to the real estate.
Okay.
That, they should really think about, that's a requirement, I guess, to succeed, to continue.
All right, so let me address that for you. The first question I would have is how many people are in your database?
I think about 70.
Okay, about 70. Margaret, I think you are going to start out by saying no. Take better care of the people that we know. But so let's just say this. I'll give you an example. So if you're going to purchase leads, let's say you're going to purchase on Zillow. You're going to buy a piece of a zip code, right? Which is how it works. I'm going to spend $300 on a piece of a zip code. That's probably what you're looking at doing if you've done any homework at all. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's going to happen is the people that are spending $5,000, $10,000 in that zip code, they're going to get all the leads. But don't worry, you're going to get the mobile in Romaland, okay, that you always wanted for $62,000, all right? And it's been sold for 6 months, okay? The kicker is if you were to spend that $300, I would rather see you buy, a lotto ticket for every single one of those 70 people. I would rather see you say, who can I go through in my social media and add to? So the money that you're going to spend on leads, if you put that into the recycling of people that are already in your database or adding people to your database is going to pay off more. And Margaret will tell you this. If you go look at people that are on teams, buyer's agents that are on teams, and you guys know when you get discouraged, the first thing you do is think about going on a team because, oh my God, they can help me and I got a leader and this and that. Trust me, that will all cross your mind. But just remember that all you're doing is siphoning through 30 to 40 different people trying to find that one person that might potentially want to buy or sell, okay? And being that type of an agent that is just buying leads and turning and burning will make you not like this business. Like the ability to have your sister or your friend or your brother or your cousin, and to sell them a house or your neighbor or whatever, it makes it so that you start to truly enjoy this business and what you do, and it'll flourish from there. So more importantly, Giovanni, if I were you, I would like to see you select another 30 people out of your database and text them or DM them individually and just say, hey, I wanted to add you to my database. I got some super cool marketing shit I want to share with you. Are you down with that? Would you mind sending me your home address? I'd rather see you put in the free work and start adding that database with people that already know you and maybe know your wife. And that way you will work with people that you know. If you want to try buying leads, you can. I can tell you that it is difficult. It is difficult, and the time that you spend trying to build that, competing with that guy that's spending $28,000, the guy that's spending $28,000, he's spending that in Menifee, just on his zip codes.
Chuck,
Yes.
Chuck, Teresa says, if you're looking to build and add to your database, it's probably better to try to build a geographic farm than just to do the online leads. You
True.
could spend that $300 a month and cultivate a neighborhood, and that will
True.
have a better long term.
True, and a lot of our top producing agents, they all have farms. So that would not be a bad idea. Where do you live? Cane Hills, right?
No, Marietta.
Marietta, okay. Maybe your neighborhood, something like that, spending that $300 and spreading it out over 2 months, or something like that. I do like that idea. And knocking on your neighbor's doors and just saying, hey, by the way, here's a market update. You can do the purchase. I just want to make sure you continue to like this business.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You got to have a love for it. Margaret was top producer in the board in Temecula, this Temecula board here forever, okay? And it's because of how much she cared about the people that she worked with, and everybody wasn't just a number, So, but I don't want to discourage you if that's what you want to do, though. Any other questions, though? Anybody else? Anybody? Back there, Michael. Did that help you, man? And we can talk more about that later, too.
Yeah, that was the question I had too.
Yeah, just keep working those people. Keep adding to that database. Go ahead.
I did a March mailer for my farm, which is my neighborhood.
Okay.
82 homes. I put my personal address on the envelope because I'm their neighbor. And I said, hello, neighbor. I haven't gotten anything back yet, which is fine, but I'm going to follow it up with a CMA going out to each one of those homes. Would you put a price range in that mailer and say something to the effect of, what are you hoping to get for your home? Or I don't want to send them something and then them look at me and go, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. That's way less than I thought I would get for my home.
If I may, call Jennifer Murphy and get a copy of the farming materials that she's using. Don't reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? Don't reinvent the wheel. I mean, and another great thing, like if I may, and I'm going to add on to that. So Giovanni, have you written any offers in any neighborhoods that did not get accepted?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anybody you're working with right now that you've written an offer in a neighborhood that did not get accepted?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you want to do, but let's say that they like the 1,752 square foot model inside of these Rancho homes that are located in West Marietta. If you were to go get personal notes and write a personal note to every single one that had that model and that development, and say, my name's Giovanni, we just made an offer on the property located at 32651 Chisholm Trail. They want this exact model. Do you have any interest in selling? No sign, no lockbox, no problem. If you're interested, let me know. You guys understand what I'm saying? Because you're hitting that exact model, you're hitting that exact track, and you'll get more success spending the $300 hitting those particular homes. And if anybody responds, they go in your database. You know what I'm saying? Or going up and knocking on, well, I don't know if we can, Margaret. We probably can't do that yet. Not yet. All right. But by sending that mailer and making it a personal note and even putting a lotto ticket in it or anything at all, that's a better use of you spending your money than buying leads. You know what I'm saying? And so for any of you guys that are in those multiple offer situations, we have to look at everything as an opportunity. Every time we get a no, every time we're in that multiple offer situation, it is an opportunity to hit all those other neighbors with that same exact house. You know what I mean? So does that help you a little bit, I hope?
Yeah.
Okay. Back to your farm. Remember this, and this is really, really important. I want you guys to remember this. Chuck, I have an amazing idea. It's going to revolutionize the way I can get leads. Throw it directly in the trash can, all right? Dump it right now, because you do not need to reinvent the wheel. The best agents in this company and the best agents across the entire country are working within a box doing the same exact things that they need to do. Stop trying to find that gimmick. It's not about that gimmick. It's about the database. It's about the mailers. It's about hitting the people for the multiple offer situations. It's about keeping in contact. If I sold, if I had a listing and I sold that house, keeping in contact with the person that bought that house, even though I was just the listing agent, right? It's about having a system and being consistent. Please don't try to think outside the box. Do what works. And Tom Ferry says it best, R&D, rip off and duplicate, right? Rip off and duplicate. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just do what other people that are winning are doing. So call Jennifer Murphy. She's kicking ass. She's making it happen in West Marietta. She will be happy to help you. All right? What else we got? Anything at all? Anything at all? Raymond, anything? Oh, there we go. What do you got, Jake?
Jacob, starting at the Menifee office. I had a question. What would you say for someone who's starting out in the real estate business to effectively grow their database?
Okay. The first thing that we have to do, we're going to talk about this next week. So, Jacob, you're 25.
Yes.
Okay, you're 25 years old. You have no experience in real estate,
No.
right? you have an uphill battle. It's just truth. You have an uphill battle. So that means that I have to be super dialed in on everything that I do. The first thing that you have to do is I have to look and say, let's say that you want to get in the business today, and I'm thinking about listing my house. What's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to Google you, and I'm going to Facebook you, and I'm going to Instagram you. And if I go on there and you don't have any history at all of anything about real estate, you're not even going to get the appointment. Do you understand? So my question to you would be, and that's the first place I would go, I would create my Google business account, which you can get, Becca can help you do. I would go back on Facebook and I would go out and preview properties. I would be posting pictures today of me in here, getting some great real estate training. I would be doing everything I can so that when I go to look up Jacob, I see that this is a person that understands the business, that is in the business, that I want to trust my $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 transaction with. First things first, build the stability of your career via social media and online. Then start building your database. So every opportunity you get to talk about real estate and post about real estate, you need to get that in there now. Because a lot of you guys, if I went on your social media, would I use you? Would you use you? Would you use you if you looked at your social media? Raymond? All right? But if you're here today in a suit, doing sales mastery, kicking ass and taking names, and doing all those sorts of things, all of a sudden, that guy's on it. Here's him previewing every time you show property. Every time you go out to a virtual open house, every time you went to an inspection for Vicky's class on Wednesday, every time you're sitting in here, every time you're at the up desk, every time you're having a conversation with your broker, every time you're sitting there talking to people, you need to be posting your ass off about real estate, real estate, real estate, real estate. Personal, 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 real estate, real estate, real estate. Because if I look back, again, who are you? Why would I use you? Why would I trust you? So does that help you? I want to see a badass social media platform. And next week, that's all we're going to be working on, is your social media platform. What needs to be there, how it needs to look, we'll move on from that. So, anybody else? Raymond.
Hey, Chuck. Not so much a question, but a statement.
Go ahead.
Posting. Now, one thing I just asked people, what do you guys think about my picture and my info? I got 4 people already to buy a house, and we're working on it now. So I was just doing
Give me a hug.
post.
Come on. No, it's okay. That's awesome. So you got 4 people that hit you up on.
Yep.
Look how easy that was,
It was
dude.
just one post. I haven't posted anything since, but it was that one
What?
post. I've been busy.
What do you mean you've been busy? All right, that's fine. But that's the thing. And like I said, and you did it. It's just putting it out there and putting it in your calendar. So, anybody else have anything before we close out of here?
I think Brenda Lou has a question.
Go ahead, Brenda Lou. What do we got?
Hey, no, it's more of just a reminder to always clean up your database. We did our database in
So
December for
anyway,
Christmas
so the main
cards.
thing for me is I just want you guys to follow that calendar, and it's going to be different every week. Do you guys like this though? Is this the material that you're looking for? Is this what you need to get going? And I'm going to keep this going every Wednesday. So it's probably going to be a different crew in here every Wednesday. But you guys, if you ever want to come, just text me and say, hey, I'd love to come this week. I want to get supercharged. Like next week, the social media one is going to be legit. All right. So, Adam.
Oh, are we going to do the Oprah thing?
Oh, that's right. All right, so I have some surprise for you guys. So everybody open your phones. Everybody open your phones. All right, everybody open your phones and go to, where do you want them to go? Go to Coldwell Banker ABR. It's the little Hawaii Coldwell Banker. Go to the Coldwell Banker ABR. Facebook. Go to Coldwell Banker ABR on your Facebook. All right, and all I want you to do, and this is going to pay off. You see it? All right, now I want you to share that post. And just put something like good information, regarding sales mastery or something like that. And then you're all going to get something. Well, a couple of you guys are. All righty. So anybody that shares this right now, and we're going to do the Oprah thing, Margaret. You're going to like it. Yeah, so a Coldwell Banker ABR, and then it's the Hawaii. It kind of looks like a Hawaii one. That's the one. Okay. Yeah, and you see our post down there? You see the live? Just share it.
Okay.
All right, just share it. And then once you've shared it, then you're good to go. And just make a little comment. And then next week, I'm going to show you guys how to do reviews, by the way. Badass reviews. For yourself, of course, not just for me. Kind of for me. All right. So who shared it? Because we're still working on it. It's OK. Take your time. Take your time. And then we got some special surprises. Good, Nancy? All right, did you get something good out of today?
Yes.
All right, good. All right, so here's what I want you guys to do. I want you all to reach underneath your chairs, and 2 chairs have some special prizes underneath them. So reach underneath your chair, and if you don't have anything there, too bad. Do you know which chairs they were? There's one. And is there any other ones? All right. So Anthony Forbes and Joanna, you guys both got Amazon cards. So, and everybody else, you got to take one down, pass it around. 29 bottles of beer on the wall. All right. So for everybody else, you get a lot of ticket. Thank you for sharing that. And I do want to ask you guys, anybody that's still on the show, if you could please add what you think this show should be called. All right. If you could please add what you think a great name for this would be. I don't know. How do you guys like sales mastery? I mean, that's my question, which is kind of what it is. But if you can think of something, let me know, and we'll go from there. Go ahead, Adam.
I was going to say, Brenda, if you wanted to type your question, Chuck can't hear you right now. To anyone on the Zoom, so I apologize.
Yep. And then, yeah, because we got to check out, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, Adam.
All right.
Okay. So, and the next thing, of course, if you guys want to check it out, I do have the book, and you guys know you guys get that when you started here. So make sure you read it. It's really good, and we're going to start going through quite a bit. So, anyways, that's going to be it. So I appreciate you guys coming. Don't be shy. We're going to be doing this every single Wednesday. We'll call you, if you want to come back and be on the show and kind of come get supercharged every week, you're welcome to. If you want to watch it, you can find it on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, or come in live. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you all for coming out, and we will see you soon. Thank you guys. Okay. Take care. All right.